Hello everyone, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts with a reading that I was just guided to do for the collective. So if you're tuned in here, maybe there's something significant that you really need to hear at this time. So believe it or not, this is like the 6th attempt that I've made in trying to record this video. I was 15 minutes into it, realized that there were audio issues and you couldn't actually hear me. So I've got the cards that I already pulled. I set them aside so I can just talk about them again. And I'll be using mostly tarot messages for this one. And again, just guided to do it this way this time. So I started off with my modern day SEER'S Tarot and Oracle. And then I've got 2 other decks that I ended up using before I realized there was no audio. So let's go ahead and just redo it. And I'll just talk about it again. Things happen. All right, so here we go. For the collective general advice, as always, all right? So I started off with the Queen of Pentacles. So Divine Feminine, here you are, coming in as this Queen of Pentacles. So some of you guys could represent Earth energy, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. And it is in the upright. So you could be a business person. You could be somebody who's very generous of your time, of your energy, of your heart. You're somebody that's looked upon as a very nurturing individual. You could be very successful. You could have your own business. You could be an entrepreneur. You could be the main provider for your household. You could be a working parent. It could be all of these things. Okay? And the card that came through after that was the Star. Some of you could be an Aquarian or focused on an Aquarian individual. So it did come up in the reverse. This is somebody who perhaps is feeling very insecure at this time. This represents the disconnection between 2 people, maybe somebody that lost their sense of direction, didn't quite know what it was that they wanted. Maybe Divine Feminine, that was your masculine, you know. And at the end of the day, in the reverse, the Star card can represent a missed opportunity. And we do have the 6 of Swords that came up after that. So there's healing clearly that's needed here. That's what that 6 of Swords represents. There is this need to move forward to be able to transition from whatever happened here to create this distance and time apart. Divine Feminine, you might have walked away from a masculine here. That's just what's presenting itself there. So you might have left that relationship for whatever reason. We'll uncover and see what issues there might have been. So maybe right now, Divine Feminine, especially what I'm feeling for you is you're just focused on yourself. Some of you guys might have a family. You could already have a child or children, because the Queen of Pentacles can represent a very maternal energy. If that's not you, it could represent a mother figure in your life who could be more of a mentor for you. But yeah, that's what's presenting itself here. You walked away from a situation. We do have the pink rose here. It is coming up in the upright. Young love, innocent love, admiration, elegance, joy, gentleness, appreciation, and femininity. So it does represent the Divine Feminine in the upright. So what I'm feeling here, Divine Feminine, is that there's a masculine here. The only way for them to really appreciate what you represented in the relationship was to either lose you, spend time apart from you, to be in separation from you. Now, for some of you guys, you could have been young lovers, childhood sweethearts, or there's just this very youthful energy between the 2 of you. We also ended up getting the Fool card. All right, so this is a new beginning, the opportunity for a new beginning. But it can also sometimes represent somebody who just wasn't ready for commitment, and that as well might have represented the disconnection and why, Divine Feminine, you might have decided to walk away from the relationship. On the other hand, that could be a masculine who decided to walk away from the relationship because they weren't ready for commitment. So they did some pretty foolish things, right? And then the card after that is the Emperor. So it is the Emperor, the Divine Masculine, wanting a new beginning with the Feminine here, and they're ready to come in to do whatever is necessary to be able to establish the relationship once again. And I love how we're starting off with the Queen of Pentacles representing maternal, motherly energy, and the Emperor can represent fatherhood. So you guys, as I've mentioned, could already have a family together. If not, maybe you're both family oriented or very close to your families. And then you ended up getting the Knight of Cups, a very romantic lover, very romantic person, very charming. So this is a divine masculine following their heart and really believing that this love connection still has a chance. Okay, so that's what came through initially, first batch of cards. And then I pulled from my Celestial Cosmos tarot deck here, and this is what came through. So the very first thing was the Five of Cups. It came up in the reverse, however. So this is about moving on, finding peace, right? So in order to do that, perhaps, Divine Feminine, it makes sense that you would have walked away from a situation if it just wasn't working for you in order to find that peace. And then you've got the Six of Swords representing calmer waters to be able to give you the room and the space to be able to heal. Okay, so that makes sense for me, to be able to find that peace. The card that came through after that is the High Priestess. Some of you could be Cancer, you could be dealing with a Cancer. So Divine Feminine, there's a lot of your energy represented here, and a lot of this relies on your gut instincts, your intuition, you know, when it comes to what's happening between you and the masculine here. So your inner voice, that says a lot. You know, you're being guided perhaps to just move forward. We do have the Wheel of Fortune as well. So this represents a turning point in your life, perhaps in the relationship. And look at that, you've got the Emperor coming in again. There's a reason why that's presenting itself twice already in this reading. This represents the masculine. And so perhaps, Divine Feminine, your masculine is really wanting to have their presence be felt here to let you know and understand they're ready to take control of the situation, to do whatever is necessary for you to at least give them another opportunity to return, be a part of your life. Some of you guys could have been dealing with a masculine who could represent that Knight of Wands, very charming indeed, but they are also the type to be a free spirit. They are all about their adventures, wanting to explore and not really looking to commit to a partnership. So maybe at one point in time, that was a type of person that you were dealing with, but if they're coming in as the Emperor, they're ready. You know, they're ready to settle down. They're ready to establish the partnership. Also ended up getting the Ace of Cups right here. And that's followed by the Two of Cups. Beautiful energy. Okay, so a new chapter, a new beginning in love is surfacing here for the collective. And that looks really good. And sometimes, you know, in order to be able to experience that new beginning, you have to step away in order for the other person to realize what you represent in their life. Soulmates, partnership, they still feel connected to you regardless of the distance. And then you ended up getting the Hierophant, which is all about commitment. And that ultimately is what I'm feeling here, that we have a masculine who really is ready to do whatever is necessary to commit to you, Divine Feminine. Maybe instinctively, your intuition is already picking up off of that, that you have somebody here who really sees you as a life partner. They want to come back into union with you. Okay, so that's what's coming through there. And I also pulled from my TANIELU tarot deck here. Okay, so the cards that presented itself from this batch of cards, from this deck, started off with the Eight of Swords. This is sort of like mental imprisonment. It's a feeling of isolation. And then the card that came through after that was the Four of Cups. So I can't help but feel that this is a divine masculine who's got a lot of regrets due to past actions. You know, they're very much in their mental space, in their head. Feels very torturous, you know, to be able to be saturating themselves in that type of energy. But I feel they are feeling that way because there's a part of them that's afraid that they have missed an opportunity to be with you. And, you know, now that they are ready for commitment, we see the Hierophant popping up, what is that, a third time in this reading? Or definitely a second time, you know, so that's that's definitely a message that is in need of emphasis there. They want you to know, Divine Feminine, that they are ready to be your life partner, ready to be a part of your life, you know, a big part of your life. I feel part of the issue there could have been that they were not fully invested, but they are now. Here we are again with the Fool card. Okay, so they definitely want a new beginning. Divine Feminine, you're showing up once again as the Queen of Pentacles. You're very giving. You're very generous, as we can see, giving of your time, of your energy, of your heart, of your life to the masculine. But if they had one foot out the door, if they weren't fully invested, then that created an imbalance between the two of you and the disconnection. So more than likely, that's why you walked away. And then we've got the Two of Cups. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. So as we can see there, that Two of Cups has already presented itself in this reading. Okay? They see you as somebody, as I've mentioned, as a life partner, maybe their divine counterpart. They love you, they care for you. Maybe they realize this a little bit too late. We've got Pentacles showing up. So financial windfall. Divine Feminine, again, as the Queen of Pentacles, you're able to stand on your own 2 feet. You could have your own business. You could be the boss. You know, you could be a boss lady. You could be in charge of a company. You know, you could be the CEO. You could have anything. Financial windfall right here. So I do ultimately feel when it comes to that, you're able to stand on your own 2 feet. You don't actually need your masculine to be able to provide for you in any way, shape, or form. But the Ten of Pentacles as well, when it comes to love and romance, it does represent happier times ahead. It represents security. It represents stability. It represents a strong bond between 2 people. It can represent a perfect match between 2 people. We do have the Two of Wands. This person definitely wants to build a future with you. They see that future with you. Six of Wands, success and victory. I feel that for you, especially Divine Feminine. Very successful in your own way, but you know, that could be the masculine as well. Maybe that's what it is that they've strived to work for during this time apart. But it's also telling you here that the relationship itself could be very successful. And then we have the Four of Wands coming in, representing a possible twin flame connection. So we've already seen the reference to soulmates, but we're now seeing it as a twin flame connection as well. So however way you see your person here, this right here is a strong foundation. This right here could represent a very happy reunion between 2 people who are estranged and who are apart from one another right now. This right here can represent a very happy life together, you know, a happy family, a happy home. Very harmonious partnership. And then we've got the Star and the Ace of Cups. I love it. Okay, so remember, going back to the beginning, you ended up getting the, let me move this over. You ended up getting the Star in the reverse. Well, it's now coming up in the upright. And then you also ended up getting the Ace of Cups already. So some duplicate messages that are being reiterated here. That there's a new chapter that wants to come in. So even though somebody might have lost their sense of direction, I feel they're being guided back to you. They know what they want. If they were insecure before, hopefully they've tapped into their self-confidence to take that leap of faith that the Fool's card is really wanting them to work through. In the meantime, with 2 cards showing up as the Ace of Cups, this for me also is giving you both the opportunity to work on yourselves, to be able to fill your own cup of love in the meantime so that you have as much love for yourself as you can for somebody else outside of the connection, outside of you, you know. So new chapters presenting itself here. So that is when I realized that my audio was not recording anything that I was saying. All right, so let's continue. Let's see what else needs to present itself here. I think this time I'll be pulling from my Valentine Connection Tarot. All right, guys, so hopefully there's something here that resonates with you, because I, again, was just guided to do this one for whoever is guided to tune in and watch this. Angels and spirit guides, please, for whoever is watching. Ace of Cups. Damn, you guys. How many times? How many times? Where is it? Ace of Cups. 3 times, guys. So now, we do see new love in each one of these cards. Some of you guys might be single right now. You're unattached, and you're wondering, when the hell am I going to find love? Well, it's closer than you think. You know, you've got a new beginning that's coming in. Look at this. If that's what you've been wishing for, you might just get it. That's pretty amazing. And then we have the 3 of Wands. So don't focus so much on your past dating history or past relationships. Maybe it didn't work out for a reason because you're meant to find your ideal mate somewhere else. You know, so try to focus on what's ahead of you rather than where you've been. Look at that. 8 of Cups again. So if you're not happy or fulfilled in a partnership, for example, you don't ever have to stick around and stay where you don't want to be there. So walk away, detach. That's what's coming through there. But wow, 3 Ace of Cups. That's pretty amazing. Now, some of you guys might have had your heart broken. 3 of Swords. You know, if you dealt with a love triangle, a third-party situation, that's probably why you walked away from that situation. And you're just really focused more so on starting a new chapter in your romantic life. In the meantime, you're still coming through as somebody who's very successful. Maybe financially, it's looking pretty darn good. This is a very independent solo energy. So even though you're single, you could actually be enjoying life right now, just as I said, being able to fill your own cup of love and working on loving you and doing what feels right for you, you know? We do have the Divine Masculine coming in as a King of Swords, intellectual power. So for some of my masculines, if you resonate with this and if you represent that King of Swords, you are somebody who is a clear thinker. You are all about the truth, you know, and sometimes, however, part of the energy of the King of Swords can be weakness, can be callousness, can be arrogance, but once the King of Swords is ready to commit to a partnership, they are truly very loyal to the partnership. Now look at the next card. We've got the Hierophant popping up again in this reading. So it could be excuse me, that we have a Divine Masculine who really is ready to commit to the feminine. Look at that, really wanting to plan a future with you. They want you and only you. Okay. So look at this. We've got the 10 of Pentacles popping up again. I'm telling you guys, if you relate to this, there's something about finances that's improving. It's nice to be able to be happy in love and romance, but if you're struggling financially, that could be a bit of a burden as well, and then you guys end up arguing about money. So it does seem here that things will be looking up in that area. So that's good. All right, so let's go ahead and grab one more set of tarot messages. I'm trying to figure out what deck I want to use this time. All right, let's grab some from the Luna Tarot. All right, so to wrap up this reading here, let's see what else. Angels and spirit guides, please, for the collective, whoever is tuned in to this reading at this time. Oh my gosh. We've got the Emperor popping up again, guys. Can you believe that? I can actually believe it, because that's just perhaps the reason why I was guided to do this reading. Look at this. We've got the 3 of Cups, celebrations, and the 3 of Pentacles, which is all about teamwork. And that's exactly right. As long as you guys work together, there's nothing that you can't accomplish. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Ace of Cups, 10 of Cups, and the 6 of Wands, guys. How many times in this reading, in a 20-minute reading, can this Ace of Cups show up? So let me address the singles first. We can only have this popping up so many times in a reading, and it keeps popping up. you know, we can't ignore that one. New romance, new love coming in for those of you who are unattached and who are single. But this could also represent new beginnings, new chapters for those of you who want to get back together, who are at a distance from one another. It does seem here that there are happier times ahead as long as you work together. You can claim this fairy tale ending of that Ten of Cups where everything can fall together and work out. And then you've got the Six of Wands popping up again, victory and success. So not just in regard to love and romance, but it does seem that finances, your career, that's coming in as well. So it really brings everything together as far as just life working itself out. And a lot of it falls on the divine masculine's shoulders to be able to come in and do what is necessary in order to get this love connection moving in the right direction. And, you know, I'm just amazed with the amount of duplicate messages that have presented itself here. You know, I mean, Two of Cups, the Emperor. My goodness, I mean, how many times, guys? And as we've already seen with the Ace of Cups, I'm like trying to find it. I have too many cards here. But that looks amazing. At the end of the day, it's an amazing reading, letting you know that there's so much hope to be able to find fulfillment and happiness in your romantic life, as well as other parts of your life, like your career, your finances, all of it is represented here. All right, guys, so I'll leave that there, and I'd love to see your comments down below if any of this resonated, and I do hope that this helped you out somehow. All right, so that's it for now, guys. If you are interested in obtaining your own personal private reading, that information is always down below at the the description box. I cannot speak today. And we've also added the action buttons at the end of the video where you could either click on my website or the deck shop. It'll take you directly there. All right, I'll leave that there, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, spending this time with me, and I'll see you next time.